Good morning, and this is your IPLL, Megan Parks, and we are back for our second round of training videos for November and December. What we are focusing on for this month and a half is pretty much engagement. How can I engage the kids face to face, but also engage the kids online? We don't want to necessarily make anybody feel neglected, and we still want to think of everybody as one. So, the tools that we show you in this presentation will help you engage those kids that are in your classroom and kind of combine them with the kids online and make them feel a part of the online community. When we did observations last month, also people from the district, they noticed that there was one thing we were lacking in. So we definitely wanted to make sure that we focus on that for this upcoming PD. And so let's go ahead and get started. So I came up with this presentation. It's called Three Steps to Face-to-Face Engagement. So hopefully you just have these three simple steps that we're going to try that'll bring your lessons to life for your students. And here we go. All right, so the very first thing I'm going to cover is the online learning spectrum. So you got less online and you have more online, and where we're trying to aim is somewhat in between the middle. Of course, less online, you have face to face where you have the kids directly in the class with you and you are instructing them face to face. Then you have a blended environment where you still have the kids face to face, still can do some face to face online activities, but you can also blend it with online activities, especially now that the kids have these learning or Google Chromebooks and learning devices. So you can blend all that together. And those are two online aspects of this spectrum. But when we start moving to more online, we have hybrid where we are right now as a district, where you have the students online and then you have them face to face. And so we have a blend of both. And we're primarily actually doing internet-based activities because, of course, we still have to reach those kids at home, but we can still do a small amount of face-to-face interactions. But of course, with COVID, we want to try to keep that down to a minimum. But there are tools and tricks that we're going to use to actually encourage one learning environment. And then, of course, you have totally online where everything you do is online. I may or may not see you, but it doesn't matter if I see you or not. Everything is just completely online. And so, where we're aiming to be is right here in this hybrid area, but to make sure that we're engaging all of our students. All right, so these are a couple of look fors in a hybrid setting and what the district may look for or what they want to actually see when they come into your classroom. We got three different areas that we're going to look at. First, interacting with students. Second, visual space. And then three, sound. So first, let's focus on interacting with students. So to allow the students in class and remotely and those who are remote to actually interact. These are some things you might do. These are not only things you are limited to. These are just some examples. Number one, you want to actually have maybe the kids take turns asking questions. So you might ask somebody at home a question. You might ask somebody face to face a question. You also might want to let the kids in class actually lead small groups in the breakout groups to help the students feel more connected inside the classroom. But if you only have one student, I totally understand if you actually have more kids online leading groups. But I do feel like that is definitely something we need to work on. That I also saw in observations is that we want to make sure we have a leader and that we also have assigned roles when we put kids in breakout rooms. So it's not just that dead silence or nobody actually discussing the task that is actually taking place. The third bullet point says use digital group activities that would allow students to work in small groups. Again, like I said, you guys did a fabulous job actually trying out those breakout groups. The only thing, like I said, I would encourage is us to make sure we have specific roles for those students so we can have them accountable for what they're doing and hold them accountable for their learning. Or you could just choose to do this a whole nother way altogether and just be as creative as you want to be. As far as visual space, these are some things that you might do to blend the two environments together. If you are seated in front of your whiteboard, you might point your computer camera to the board so that when you model for the students, in class and remotely, they can actually see the same thing. Ms. Nathan actually does a really good job of this. Of course, she has her lab table and has that luxury, so she can easily just turn her computer towards her at the board, and the students in class, of course, can see her writing on the board. But also, the kids that are watching the Google Meet can actually see her writing on the board, and they can just pin her writing on the board so it'll blow up, and that's the only thing they're looking at is Ms. Nathan writing on the board. So that is really an easy way if you have a direct table in front of you where you could just put your laptop there. The second bullet point is share your screen with the students remotely and present to the students in class. And the ones in class, in the in-class projector, so that students can both see the information at the same time. We actually have a video inside this presentation where Ms. Sumlin, Ms. Cador, and Ms. Dillard actually does that example for you, where you can actually see them all seeing everything kind of at once. Um, the third bullet point I've actually seen teachers do and use before, use a touchscreen stylus pen to write on your screen using a tool like Jamboard or OneNote. Also Active Inspire as well, to make notes or reference or just to draw on your PowerPoints. Those are very, very good tools to actually use to make sure you enhance whatever you're showing the students on the screen. Last part we're going to look at is sound. To allow the students in class to hear the students remotely is you can use classroom speakers so that the students remotely can be heard to the students in the classroom. And you can easily just plug your cord in, your projector cord and the volume just so it can come through the speakers. If your speakers aren't working, we do have some extra speakers that you can actually plug up. So just come on down. And I can give you an extra pair of speakers that you can plug up to your laptop. You also might want to restate to the students online what the students in class said, or just have the students have their computers there for a microphone so they can talk still into their computer, but it may not be where they're necessarily looking at you through your computer. They may be watching the whole lesson on the board, but the microphone portion would still be there for the students to hear remotely. Third point, students in class can be logged on to see the comments or the feedback. So if I got a student in class, I might actually use them as my helper to give me and I've seen teachers do this even with the kids remotely, but have somebody there actually reading the comments and controlling the chat for you. And just to involve the kid in the classroom, I may have my student in class actually take on that task. Or you can do a whole nother way altogether that may be completely not on this list. All right, so what we're gonna do is just for Stockbridge, just try these three things and these three steps for our observation. This is what I want everybody to try once we come in to observe you. This is one of the simplest ways. There are many other ways to actually try, but we're gonna keep it simple here at Stockbridge. Because, like I said, I feel like we're doing a fabulous job already. But just to have that face-to-face engagement with the students in our classroom, we're going to actually up it a bit. And you may be already doing some of these things, so it should be easy for you at this point. And these are the things that we will be looking for. All right, so step one is flavor in your ear. Everything to do with sounds and what the kids are listening to. Step two, teacher's pet. How am I actually utilizing my kids in class to actually help me teach the kids remotely? And then step three is what we call the triple threat. I'm using my laptop, an extra monitor, and my projector to actually enhance my classroom environment. And I'm going to go into each one of these in detail. First one is flavor in your ear. And this is pretty simple. What you're going to do is connect your speakers to the computer and just project their computer to the whiteboard. So this way the students can actually hear everything that's going on online, the discussion, and can hear what other students are saying. But they also can actually see probably, let's just say the Google Meet or whatever you're presenting to the kids online. I can see that too instead of having just to look at my laptop. It's virtually the same thing, but just like I said, to enhance it for somebody in the classroom, to not necessarily have to look at their device all the time, you can definitely put it on the whiteboard. Step two, teacher's pet. Get a face-to-face student or even a remote student to help co-teach the class with you. Have them control the chat, have them actually explain the directions to their classmates, have them even teach a lesson. It's up to you, but to actually get those students involved in talking to one another is the goal. So you can be as creative with that as you want to be. Step three is the triple threat. You're going to use your laptop, a second monitor, and a projector to manage different screens. And it's whatever you want to actually show on your whiteboard to your students, however you want to enhance your environment or whatever tools or whatever activity you want to show the kids in class, you can put that on a projector and duplicate that with what you have on your monitor, your laptop monitor, I'm sorry, and you might have to meet in your second monitor. So it's completely up to you on how you want to do this. And we also have a video to actually show you how this is done. And here we go, the video. So we do have Miss Sumlin, Miss Diller, and Miss Cador that actually is showing us how this is actually done in the class. Now, I'm not going to actually play the video, but I'm going to kind of just tell you how to get it done and how to watch it after this video presentation. I'll have this presentation at the end of the video in the Nearpod. Just pull this presentation up. You can hit play and watch the video with Ms. Sumlin. And there are some setup directions on how to actually set your display settings on your laptop once you hook up all the connections to actually make sure that everything's showing properly. So if you follow these instructions here and you follow the video, you can have your three screens set up inside the classroom. And of course, I definitely want to make sure I do that as well so you can stop the video as much as you need to or rewind the video as much as you need to make sure you're setting yours up correctly. Also, if you're having issues, Miss Sumlin or I could come down and definitely set it up for you. Miss Sumlin more than likely will come for me because I'm with child right now, so I'm not trying to do too much contact. But if you still need me, I will definitely try to be there for you, and we'll figure it out. All right. All right. So this is a recap of those three steps. The very first one is flavoring your ear again. That's you connecting your ceiling speakers up to the speakers in the classroom or to your laptop. If you do not have any speakers or your speakers are not working, you can actually purchase some or borrow a set from me here in room 226. Teacher's Pet is the next step. So this will allow your face-to-face students to man your online chat or teach the class or just actually help you with any task that needs to be helped with. Or you can even still get those remote students to actually help you as well. But definitely make sure you have somebody taking the lead in the class. And then the last step again is triple threat. You're going to actually place your computer display settings on a stand or actually duplicate displays, which are in those directions that were created by our new IT tech, and actually have your windows open and you can show whatever you want to show to the kids in the classroom, but also the kids online can actually see what's happening too. You can actually purchase a second monitor or you can borrow one here from the professional development room 226. So just come see me and I have an extra monitor for you. And that is pretty much those three steps of how we're going to engage our kids online. If we're doing observations, which we will be doing them in the next week or so, make sure that you are following these three steps because we will be looking for these specific. And this is the end of the presentation. So that online learning spectrum was created by Dr. Kim Shepard. Those were some of the things that she knew the district would probably be looking for as far as engagement. So you want to make sure you go back over those examples. And then how to set up the three screens videos. I want to give a special shout out and thank you to my dear educator friends, Miss Sumlin, Miss Dillard, and Miss Cador for their participation in that video. And that is it. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.